A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Early Edge. We are brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Well, we had a legendary recap screen yesterday. Okay, that's overstating it just a little bit, but let's take a look at how we did before we bring in the stars of the show. A nice bounce back from the previous recap screen. We go 5-2. Look at Snyper hitting the plus 117, working overtime at the World Series. Let's see. We've got our NHL pick. The Sports Equinox was in play. We hit our NHL pick. We hit the NBA pick. We hit some NFL picks. We did it all, and we're going to do it all with the stars of the show. Let's go ahead and bring them in right now because we got a new kid in town here. We've got Buckets. Well, we've got Chip Patterson, and we got Jeff Hochman.
Let's go, Jeff!
Let's go, baby. Let's cash some tickets.
Let's cash some tickets. I love the energy. We've got Chip-type energy coming from Jeff Hochman. Say hi to Jeff in the chat. Jen, Richard Pierre, Jeff Stenberg, Tim D, Ty Coyle, Seth is in here, Patrick Hillier. Say hello to Jeff Hochman. Jeff, how you doing? And welcome to the show. This is your time, right? It's NHL season.
NHL, there's 16 games today. There's so many games. The league had to schedule some at 6 p.m. Eastern. They wanted to space them all out so everybody can watch as many as possible. I got 2 winners for everybody, hopefully. And I'm so excited. Sports Equinox this week and then the Breeders' Cup this Friday and Saturday. It doesn't get any better than this.
It doesn't get any better than this. Buckets, you've got a lot of soccer picks on the show, but before we get there, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I'm Googling what is an equinox. So once I figure that out, since it's been said 4 times already this morning, I think I'll be in a better space.
Yeah, that's fair. Chip Patterson, we've got college football today. Speaking of Buckets, I don't know if you recall, it was a couple years ago where James Madison was playing and Buckets said famously, I guess they'll just slap any name on a school, not realizing that it was the fourth president of the United States.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, we got also your alma mater. Disrespectful to Sia's alma mater as well. How are you feeling? Big road test for the Dukes. Important game. How are we feeling?
I mean, this JMU team is pretty legit, although I will say, because I know you have a pick later on in the show, they're playing Texas State, right? Texas State has lost some heartbreakers. That's a decent team as well. I know you don't have a pick on the spread, but 6.5, how do you feel about that?
So if it's classic. You've heard me say something like this before, Sia. If this game was played in a neutral environment, in a vacuum, give me all like 6.5, sure, 7, sure, 7.5, sure. But guess what? It ain't. It's being played in San Marcos, Texas on a Tuesday night. And you're absolutely right. GJ Kinney, that Texas State head coach, he's gotten them up to beat a Baylor team. He's gotten them up to play competitive against Arizona State. You mentioned the string of results that we've seen recently, a bunch of heartbreakers in a row. We'll get into anything more. I would tip my hand too much on my pick here, but it ain't being played in a vacuum. But in general, I would take JMU. They are a very, very legit football team.
Irish John says, see you with the attorney answer, flipping it back on Chip. Buckets, Mark Thomas says, an equinox is the opposite of a solstice. I hope that helps. Jeff, we've got Halloween coming up. And before we get to Buckets picks, which we will, I promise, in 30 seconds, last week we went around the room and there was a question in the chat that was something along the lines of this. If you were to give out your favorite candy or receive your favorite candy on Halloween, what would it be? Now, Larry Hartstein was on that show, and believe it or not, his answer was Tootsie Rolls, which everybody agreed was probably the worst answer you could Buckets likes it, possibly give. Can you answer that question for us, Jeff, before we get to picks?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I do have some Tootsie Rolls for the kids on Friday.
Don't do it.
Mine would be $100,000.
Underrated.
Underrated, right? It's got
it's
the Crispies, the caramel, and $100,000. That's how much I make everybody in a year playing on.
Let's go.
Jeff, I need you to throw the Tootsie Rolls away. The kids don't want that. It's borderline disrespectful. Just get rid of the Tootsie Rolls. We don't need those on Halloween. Chip, did you get a chance to answer that question? Favorite Halloween candy?
No, I did not. I do think Halloween candy is different than your favorite candy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. Answer the question, counselor.
Yeah. All right, I'll keep it easy. You throw a Snickers in there, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. I get it. Buckets, what's your answer here? Don't say Tootsie Rolls or like candy corn or something.
Skittles.
The regular Skittles or wild berries?
Regular Skittles.
That's fine.
That's a good answer. All right, Buckets.
Okay, so Tootsie Rolls, part of the negative is getting stuck in your teeth, right?
Yeah, and they just don't even really taste that good.
So do you get back? Because here's another popular one, because you obviously want to stay away from peanuts, for example. Sometimes is a no-go because of allergies, right? So that's going to get sidelined. That would hurt my Snickers. Sometimes chocolate, that gets some parents going crazy. The little 2-pack of Starburst, how do we feel about that? Because that is a popular, working your way around the neighborhood. A lot of families decide no allergies, no chocolate, little 2-pack of Starburst gets the job done. Does that get pushed to the side in this court?
Not a fan. Jen M says Milky Way greater than Snickers, which is an unbelievably awful take. Jen, your takes are so good. I can't. Almond Joy. Okay, Jeff, I'm going to give you the last word on Halloween candy.
What about Twix? I mean, it's the only candy with the cookie crunch, right?
Twix is a good answer.
My 3-year-old just discovered Kit Kat bars and they blew his mind.
I never liked Kit Kat. Never liked
overrated. Kit Kat's
overrated.
Yeah, it's a market. The commercials, the marketing, like that got Kit Kat in a sphere it didn't belong. But we got to get to some picks. Jen, I apologize for my rant on your take, but it was a bad take. And Almond Joy Mounds, get that out of my Halloween bag. Buckets, you've got a few soccer picks for us. What are they?
I do see it. And if you remember Friday when I gave out a live pick, I'm keeping an eye on a matchup right now, waiting for a line to get playable. It's not quite there yet, but if there's no goal in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give out another live shout as well. But let's start with our plays. Get your phone, Chip. We're going to do this again.
Yeah, we're going to catch this again, baby.
But let's get our plays for the afternoon. We've got the EFL Cup taking action, and we've got Wrexham versus Cardiff City. And Wrexham is one of those clubs that everybody knows because it's Ryan Reynolds' teams. It's this big, wonderful Netflix documentary. They helped the country of Wales. All these good things are happening. But the only thing I care about when I'm betting on Wrexham is the fact that if they're both teams, the score line is playable, you have to hammer it every single time. And it is playable because they're playing against a team in a different division in Cardiff City. BTTS at -125 is a gift for the team in the championship that has the highest BTTS hit rate when playing at home. This Wrexham side is not there defensively. They're struggling finally in a league. And I think we're going to see the over hit in this game, but I definitely think we're going to see both teams to score hit. For my second play, we go to Serie A in Italy, where Lecce are taking on Napoli. And Napoli are in a very tumultuous spot right now because they're missing most of their best goal scorers. Romelu Lukaku is still out injured. Rasmus Højlund is out injured. And now Kevin De Bruyne went out injured in this last weekend, and he's going to be out for multiple months. But Napoli is still the better team, even when missing their best players. Look at the player Scott McTominay in this fixture to score or assist. He is the guy that is in charge of stepping up when the bigger names are out, and he himself is still a big name. This is playable at +140, and I'm just going to give you an extra tidbit here. Him to score on MGM right now is +280. This line is a bit skewed here, so maybe sprinkle his goal score line as well, because there's a lot of eyes on him, and the expectation is for Napoli to still win. And for my third and final play, we go to the DFB Pokal Cup in Germany, and this one's bizarre. It's hard to pronounce, it's hard to bet on, but the value is definitely there. Borussia Mönchengladbach taking on Karlsruhe, and I'm taking with Karlsruhe to score in the second half. A bit of a weird bet, but even money at +100. And this is the reason I'm taking it. A little bit of a secret for all you guys. Gladbach don't want to win this game. And I know that sounds weird. And I know as, greedy Americans, how could a team ever want to, except I think NBA teams lose on purpose. I'm trying to learn more about other sports here. But Gladbach is in a position in the Bundesliga where they are currently relegation bound. They have 3 points after 8 games, which means they don't care about their Pokal Cup. Their manager, Polanski, has already said, my job is to get us out of the relegation zone and keep us safe in the Bundesliga. They are not going to play their best players. They've got to put on a bit of a show, keep this cagey for the first half, but expect second half goals from the away team. And I'm going to be like my boy Jeff here. I'm expecting 3 check marks tomorrow morning. Sia.
All right, we'll get to Jeff in just a second. Chip, did you have some follow-up?
Yeah, the Scott McTominay shout is amazing because he is 100% right. They've got Neres out as their striker, which is like not – I mean, that ain't going to be it. And then when KDB's hamstring exploded as he buried a penalty over the weekend, you're just like, oh, my gosh, how is this Napoli team continuing to find a way? And didn't McTominay just show up this past offseason?
No, he's looked incredible, and he's done well in Champions League as well. He's kind of been their guy.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's a bad line.
Yeah, it's everything's going to go through it. Like, Sia, sometimes when we talk about basketball, you wonder who the bus driver is going to be, and we hear like Mikey Beal get up here talking about points, or like Sengun, like points and assists, rebounds and assists, combine it how you want it. grabbing that at 2 score or assist for somebody who is absolutely the bus driver for anything Napoli's going to do offensively is just a really good look. I like that.
Yeah, what I didn't love about the take was the greedy Americans thing. It just sounded excessive, buckets. I don't think we needed that. And also, probably not the best time to talk about NBA teams or players losing on purpose. Just the timing of that particular comment, wasn't great. But we're going to go ahead and just turn the page. We're going to move on to some NHL where nobody loses on purpose. Jeff, hit us with some plays. I do have some follow-up for you because I know we were talking pre-show about how your plays a little juicy. You like the plays, but there's other ways to bet them as well, including in regulation and parlays and things of that nature. But let's start with the plays themselves first.
Yeah, thanks, Sia. First one, we're going to go Colorado Avalanche, minus 155. They're at home against the New Jersey Devils. Now, it's been a challenging stretch for the Colorado Avalanche. They've lost 4 consecutive games, each by 1 goal. Do note, 3 were decided in overtime or a shootout. It's also a revenge game for Colorado. New Jersey Devils beat them 4-3 in overtime in New Jersey on Sunday. Interestingly, both teams had an equal number of shots on goal, 24 apiece. What I really like about this play, the Devils are traveling their longest distance of the season so far. They played a game in Florida, but now they're traveling 2 time zones to Denver. It's the longest trip for them. They're also the 3rd luckiest team in the league, the Devils. Now, look, I love the Devils this year, and I gave them out in the Discord as a long shot Stanley Cup winner. I believe it was 12-1. But they're shooting 13.5%. It's unsustainable. For reference, last year, the Washington Capitals led the league in shooting percentage, and it was at 12.5%. Colorado has a plus 86 shot differential. New Jersey checks in at plus 28. I really like Colorado in this spot. We are getting taxed on it. The odds makers know, they're handicappers as well, that when Colorado plays revenge games in a home-and-home situation at home, they win a lot. I mean, a lot. So I really thought this line would be maybe like 160, 170, but the Devils are a good team. They're not to be taken lightly. But I'm going to take Colorado at minus 155. If you want to play the regulation line, I believe it's right around pick'em. I don't hate that as well.
All right. So we got Colorado Avalanche money line minus 155. And let's hit us with your next one.
Next one, we're going Edmonton Oilers. They're minus 155 as well when I put it in at SportsLine yesterday. Now, Edmonton has had an uneven start, 4-4-2. It's actually better than last year. What is very interesting about Edmonton, they've only played 3 home games so far. They're 2-0-1. Utah is playing its 3rd road game in 4 days. That's a spot I usually like to fade teams when they're playing a good team. And they face the 4th easiest schedule, which is a big reason why they're 8-2 and have a plus 13 goal differential. The Mammoth are also shooting 12.3% in their first 10 games. That's not sustainable as well. Edmonton's shooting percentage is just 10%. And with the stars they have, McDavid, Draisaitl, they are going to have positive regression, and I think it happens in this game tonight. The Oilers are ranked 8th in face-off win percentage. The Mammoth are 29th in puck possession. That's a stat that a lot of people overlook, but puck possession, is very key in the NHL. And Edmonton leads the league in shots against per game. They're playing suffocating defense, and I think their team speed is just too much for this Mammoth squad in this spot. So give me Edmonton minus 155 on the money line. If you want to play them on the regulation line, I don't hate that either. Or if you just want to parlay both teams, you can do that as well. I think it turns it into plus 120, right around there. So Edmonton and Colorado, and hopefully it's a 2-0 sweep.
All right. Well,
Get
hopefully
your brooms out. Let's go.
Hopefully
Let's
it's a 2-0
go.
sweep. And I like what you said about, listen, if you don't want to pay the juice, you can take the chance on the regulation line. You can parlay. There's other ways you can bet this outside of betting straight. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, so overtime games in the NHL, about 2 out of every 10. So just around 18, 19%. So we're on the right side that it won't go into overtime, 80%.
All right. And Jen M was giving you a big shout out, by the way, for being so active in the SportsLine Discord. Now, Jeff, just so if people are new to you and they haven't been in the SportsLine Discord, you don't only cover the NHL, right? You cover other sports as well.
Oh yeah, I cover all the sports for CBS and SportsLine. I very active in there. NFL channel, NHL, baseball, horse racing. I don't handicap the NBA till when I get more data, and college basketball as well. Yeah, but I'm in there. RJ's in there a lot.
Yeah.
But if you're not signed up with SportsLine, get signed up with SportsLine. Join the Discord. There's so much winning information in there. Some of the plays that we can't give out at the site, we put on Discord. So it's a no-brainer. See ya.
Yeah. It really is a no-brainer. Go to sportsline.com/join, type in the promo code winners, and you get 60% off the annual plan. And then Ben just put up that Discord link as well. As soon as you're signed up for SportsLine, you've got the site access for everything. But of course, you can get into the SportsLine Discord right away as well. Buckets, any update on the live play or the potential live play?
Yes, so I'm taking this on MGM. I'm going to let everyone know right now, this is not going to be on every book, and based on your state, you might not have it as well. It's a bit of a weird one. In the Greek Cup here, OFI Crete are taking on Herakles Thessaloniki. Right now, take over 0.5 goals in the first half. I'm waiting till -125. It's -150 right now on MGM. OFI is a league ahead of Herakles, and they're playing their full starting 11. Already have 2 corners and 3 shots on target. I think something breaks here eventually. If you want to greet it, feel free. But as soon as that gets -125, -130, that's when I'm going to jump on it.
All right.
And I'll type that in the chat as well for people that understandably don't know a bunch about
First
the
half total goals over a half.
Yes, over 0.5. I'm waiting till -130-ish, but it'll get there soon.
Yeah,
well, let me talk, since we just did some NHL plays, let me talk about an NHL boost frenzy courtesy of BetMGM. Then we have a lot more picks to get to, including some baseball picks. We were supposed to have Snyper on the show, but of course, he got caught up with that World Series game that he was at. He's going to be at this next one as well. So he sent in a pick. We've got some SportsLine MLB picks. But first, it's an NHL boost frenzy. BetMGM players will receive an odds boost, a parlay boost token, and a goal score boost, all for the NHL Frozen Frenzy. To get the boost, just make an NHL wager or parlay or a goal score bet. If your bet hits, you'll receive extra winnings and unrestricted bonus dollars. Let's get to some SportsLine picks. We got a lot here. A couple of NBA picks as well. Hornets Heat over 240.5 at -109, says Bruce Marshall. And then we go to Blue Jays Dodgers over 8, -110. That one also from Bruce Marshall. And then prop bet guy, Con Knippel, over 2.5 threes at -114. We've got more baseball picks because we got Sniper's pick. Chip, I got to get to your pick. I've got a quick NFL early one to give out as well. We're going to hit all of that right after this message from our partners.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No, that is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But thanks to CBS Sports, you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back on the early edge, brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Ben, can we get to Sniper's pick really quickly here? There's a lot of chatter about Shohei Ohtani in the chat, rightfully so. Well, check this out. I mean, it's a weird pick, but it makes a lot of sense, right? Shohei Ohtani, 2+ walks at +249. Hochman, I see you vigorously nodding your head there.
Well, he had 5 walks yesterday, 9 total bases. Yeah, I mean, they don't want Ohtani to beat them, obviously. I like that quite a bit.
All right. Ohtani, 2+ walks again, +249. Chip, before we get to your pick, let me just give out an early NFL pick. You can wait on this because this line is going to stay in no man's land if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and lay the huge spread here. Packers at home against the Carolina Panthers, -12.5. I mean, there's a lot going for the Packers here at home, of course. We see those skill position players getting healthier and healthier. Matthew Golden didn't do much, but Christian Watson back in the game. And then we didn't really have a lot of injuries stemming from that Packers game against the Steelers. Zach Tom left the game, came back in the game. He should be okay. It's the Carolina side. That's the reason why I'm all over this play. I don't know if Bryce Young or Andy Dalton's going to start. I also don't know that it matters because this offensive line that was already ravaged by injuries coming into last week's game received 3 new injuries. So as much as we want to look at guys like Rico Dowdle or even Chuba Hubbard to run the ball and maybe this offensive line that was a big investment in the offseason being good against this Packers defense, I'm not seeing it. And it's all because of the injuries. You add that you got a bad quarterback going on the road. The Packers, coming off a nice win, get some home cooking. I just see this as a runaway. I think they're going to be able to utilize the passing game. We're going to see a lot of Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson. It's going to end up being a runaway. And this Carolina team is not the type of team that I'm worried about a backdoor cover with. So give me the Packers laying the huge number at home, minus 12.5. Jeff, I saw you nodding your head a little bit. You don't have to endorse the pick, but any thoughts on this game?
No, I like it. It's under the key number of 13, so I'm with you.
All right. We're going to be under that key number. Yeah, because this is 12 in some places, 12.5 in others. I don't think it goes up to 13, but I guess now would be the time to get it in because there might be some momentum that actually Jeff gets it up to 13, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're giving it out on the show, so there's going to be some people playing it.
See, he comes on the show, he compliments the host. I mean,
look, they don't call Sia the counselor of cash for nothing, right?
See, that's my guy. Jeff will be on the show tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day.
Yeah, you can see more of me.
Along with Chip Patterson. Chip, hit us with, I mentioned James Madison as a bit of a teaser. Hit us with a college football play.
All right, we are going to go to a little Fun Belt Tuesday. That's right, San Marcos, Texas. We mentioned that Texas State is playing host to JMU. JMU is the best team in the Sun Belt. You know, you run all the numbers, you look at the chances that they have to win this conference. So James Madison is it. But this could be, as evidenced by the spread, a little bit of a tricky spot against a Texas State team that has played some high-scoring heartbreaks. High scoring is the opportune word here because let's do a little market analysis. This total has been dropping like a rock, and that is because James Madison has been a dead under team. The strength of the Dukes is up front on the defensive line, but when I think about Texas State and their chances to be able to pull an upset here, it's not going to be to win a low-scoring rock fight. No, they need to get the offense for Texas State, which is number one in the Sun Belt in total offense, number one in scoring offense. They got to get that group going. So if Texas State is going to mount up and is going to be feisty, as this spread suggests, well, they're going to have to get that offense going early. They're going to have to keep that defensive line from pinning its ears back and getting after the quarterback. So instead of going against the market movement on the full game, where James Madison could maybe take control of this game and slow it down in the second half, let's get under a key number with that first half total. So JMU, Texas State, first half over 27.5. If Texas State is going to come out and throw haymakers, if they are going to play David to the JMU Goliath, they're going to have to get it done with a couple early scores. And as we just saw, when JMU tallied how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 63 points last time out against ODU. Yeah, Alonzo Barnett and the rest of that offense, if you give them opportunities, they will score. And this Texas State defense has been absolutely run through in each of the last 4 games. So I think Texas State tries to bring a little spark early. I think JMU has the skill players to be able to take advantage of some defensive weaknesses. And so if JMU does establish a lead into the second half and kind of put this thing in park, now we are defended by that. We need Texas State to get a score or two early, and then I think we should be cruising to a first half over 27.5.
Richard Pierre says, bash the like, please. It's distracting. Sia, that's true. Buckets, did we go in on the soccer play, and am I late to the party here?
You are late to the party, but it is still playable. It just hit even money as well there for people that like to bet only things with the plus side in front of it. I do not blame you. We are in the 24th minute. OFI is continuing to apply pressure. I do think something breaks here soon, but not too late to get in on the action.
We're going to get out of here in a couple minutes. I do want to get to a couple questions. And Chip, just real quick, any thoughts on the Kennesaw State game tonight at 8 o'clock against UTEP? 10-point spread here.
Yeah, UTEP, I'm not going to overreact to the fact that they had a good win against Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State is really pitiful, and I think that Phil Longo, their head coach, is really struggling with this first year with the group. So I'm not going to say that UTEP found something. I eyed a little UTEP team total under. Kennesaw State has done a pretty good job in conference play of just sort of dragging some teams down into the mud. Jerry Mack is your head coach of note right there for the Owls, and 10 is too big. How about this? 10 is too big. UTEP's not trustworthy enough to cover it. There's a reason why I didn't put it out, but obviously gave it a lot of look. If anything, I would go UTEP team total under. If I remember correctly, it's around 20.5. So That's kind of my thought there, is that on the road, I'm not expecting UTEP's offense to be able to mimic what it was able to do against a bad Sam Houston team. Kennesaw State's a top 3, top 4 team in CUSA. That I don't expect them to be able to give that up to the Miners at home.
Yeah, more college football, weekday college football coming up. Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, I just saw that Devils defenseman Brett Peace. He did not travel with the club. He's one of their better defensemen. So let's hammer Colorado, everybody.
Wow. Oh, that's breaking news. Thank you, Jeff, on that. Jack Ganley wants to know how you feel about his Blackhawks tonight. I believe they're hosting the Ottawa Senators. Any thoughts on that game, Jeff?
What's the line in that game?
It looks like the Senators are minus 142 favorites on the road, and that gives the Blackhawks plus 120.
Yeah, it's a little bit less because Ottawa played yesterday. I would go with, I kind of like Ottawa in that game.
Buckets, do you like Napoli team total over 1.5 at minus 112?
Yes, I like Napoli over 1.5 team total. I also like taking something weird like Napoli money line parlayed with under 4.5, kind of a Martin Green style play. This one 2-0, 2-1, either way doesn't really shock me. Also seeing questions on Atalanta versus AC Milan. Save your money and do not bet that game. Atalanta are the only team in Serie A that haven't lost yet, but they have 6 draws, and AC Milan cost me a ticket on Big Pick Energy Friday and also drew against Pisa. So a lot of uncertainty with these two squads. Chip, unless you think there's an obvious answer here, I would stay off that game.
No, AC Milan is in chaos mode.
I'm not talking to them right now.
Trust them. Yeah, what's the DNB do not bet list? Yeah,
yep.
Milan's there.
Dave Matthews Band. Jeff Stenberg says, Buckets, do we like Bradford City team total over 1.5 at plus 105?
I actually don't know who they're playing. Usually I'm on top of these weird Jeff Stenberg lists that he pulls. I'm not sure who Bradford is playing, so I don't want to say yes or no on that one. If you give me a sec, I can dig into it a bit, but Jeff's taking it. It's probably worth taking, but I would rather do some more.
That's Jeff's job. We got to be as specific as possible. There's a lot of soccer games, a lot of countries, a lot of leagues. Go ahead and just put the full, even put in the price if you can, which I guess you did on the team total. But go ahead, Buckets.
I'd like to pause real quick. I am not watching the game live, so VAR could do something, but there was just a goal in our Greece Super League. The underdogs actually scored in the 27th minute. Again, not confirmed that it's cashed. VAR tends to be a little nitpicky with some of these leagues, but just wanted to put that out there. Might have a goal. Also, Bradford City, thank you, Ben, playing Lincoln City in EFL Football League 1. We're good?
It's good.
Sorry. I don't know if it's good yet. I like the pick. Lincoln City's kind of a hit or miss team here. I'd almost rather take both teams to score, but I don't think it's a bad shout at plus money for Jeff's play.
Look at Buckets. Like the last 2 shows, you've come through with a live play in the middle of the show, and it's hit before the show's even gone off the air. This is not a long show.
I'm trying to stall. I'm trying to stall because I want to be able to celebrate it. So I'm like, Bradford City, that's a tough one.
Rick Funcannon says it's good. So I think VAR has come and gone. I don't think we have VAR trouble, according to Rick. So
goal confirmed and MGM paid out already. So
outstanding.
I'm a happy dude.
Let's go.
Unbelievable. I mean, I feel like, no, I was going to say we should put that on the recap screen, but listen, live plays will lose and win. Like we can just have the live play. That's a reason to watch the show live if you can on this SportsLine YouTube channel. A big thank you to Buckets for cashing some tickets already. Larry Hartstein in the chat, he says, don't know if we talked about it. You own a horse. Jeff Hochman, do you own a horse that's going to be in the Breeders' Cup?
I do own a horse. Straight no chaser. He won the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year. He's looking to do it again this year. This is going to be his last race of his career. He got a stud deal at WinStar Farms.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm very excited, nervous excitement. I'm heading down to the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. It's only 50 miles from my house. I'll be meeting Gene up there. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Win or lose, he really doesn't owe us anything. I've gotten real lucky with him, to say the least, and I'm just humbled to be in a Grade 1 race again. Yeah, straight no chaser in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. I think it's the 3rd Breeders' Cup race on Saturday. I'm going to do a write-up in the Discord, so I would check the Discord.
Jeff, I hope he gets a Peyton Manning send-off, and I don't mean a noodle arm. I mean you actually get the championship on your way out. That'd be a great
incredible.
Yeah, it's a salty field for sure. There's like 14 horses entered, and I think any 10 of them can win, but he's going to be the first or second choice. I actually gave out his futures in the Discord at plus 750 because I don't think he's going to be 7.5 to 1 on race day. He's going to be probably 3 to 1, maybe 5 to 2. Second choice, first or second choice.
That's incredible. Larry, thanks for jumping in here and sharing that news. Not just betting the business, but actually in the business. Jeff Hochman, you got to love that. Really good stuff. Peyton won a Super Bowl in his last game, says
that's
Joe
why I
Newman.
referenced it. If it's going to be his last race, let's go out on top.
That's right.
I'll take it. Thank you.
All right. What a great show. Let's get to, go ahead, Buckets. Yeah.
So sorry, one more thing. Giuseppe at the very end, Maracino said, Bucket, since Gladbach are bad and the Pokal Cup is nuts, is the Karlsruhe money line worth some coffee money? It is at plus 460. Also, I think double chance is worth the spread at plus 150. There's some value there to be had. Also, Jeff, I am absolutely terrified of horses. It is one of my biggest irrational fears. I won't go near them. I won't ride them. I won't watch them. Horses are terrifying, but I think that's dope that you have one still.
Yeah, thanks, Buckets. I mean, yeah, it's really horses it's a generational sport. Most of the time, your dad or mom took you to the track and it gets passed down generation to generation. But, the Breeders' Cup, it's like the Super Bowl of horse racing. Yeah, the Kentucky Derby is great. It's only one race. The Breeders' Cup is like 19 races between Friday and Saturday. It's a lot of fun. And the Discord is so good for horse racing because, 30 minutes between each race, Gene and I are just pumping out plays one by one. And we've been on fire. So, yeah, check it out.
Hey, Ben, real quick, can you flash the Discord link for people that are coming in here? Maybe people are listening to the podcast, so I can say it verbally here. Discord.gg/sportsline. Again, discord.gg/sportsline. We've got our own horse racing channel in the Sportsline Discord. And again, if you're not already a member, just go to sportsline.com/join, type in the promo code winners. You get 60% off the annual plan. That gets you everything that Sportsline has to offer, of course, including the Discord. Let's get to the recap screen. I've got the Packers minus 12.5, minus 105. Again, I don't know where this line is going to go, but Jeff did make a good point that if it gets to 13.5, we do get into key number range there. So if you want to take it now, because that's what I'm going to do. Packers minus 12.5 at home against Carolina minus 105. Shohei Ohtani, 2+ walks, plus 249, says Matt Snyder, who's of course going to be working the game at the game. Wrexham versus Cardiff City, both teams to score, minus 125 from Buckets. Then we got Lecce versus Napoli, Scott McTominay to score or assist at plus 140. Gladbach versus Karlsruhe to score in the second half, plus 110. No idea how I did there. JMU, Texas State, first half over, 27.5, minus 110. That game is tonight. Again, Buckets. James Madison, the fourth president of the United States of America. Colorado Avalanche moneyline minus 155 from Jeff Hochman. And of course, the Edmonton Oilers moneyline minus 155 as well. Jeff talked earlier in the show about other ways to bet that if you don't want to pay the juice. Hornets Heat over 240.5 at minus 109, says Bruce Marshall. Bruce Marshall also has the Jays Dodgers over 8 at minus 110. And then finally, prop bet guy, Con Knippel over 2.5 threes at minus 114. Great show. Jeff Hochman, you got to come back. That was did you have a good time?
I had a great time. I love being here with you guys giving out winners. Let's do it again, baby.
Let's do it again, baby. We got the whole NHL season. Of course, Jeff covers a lot more than NHL, though. Buckets, Chip, Jeff, Ben on the 1s and 2s and 6s and 7s. That'll close it. But I do want to say a big congratulations. I might have missed a birthday. Was there an Ashley birthday in the chat? I might have missed that. But I want to give a shout out to Eric David, who was in the chat. His son, Teddy, just passed the New York bar exam. So here I am saying we rest our case, but I got to give Teddy some props because Teddy is resting his case as well. Say congratulations to Teddy David in the chat, of course, son of Eric David, who has been a part of this chat and a part of this family for a very long time. So ladies and gentlemen, Teddy and myself and the show, we rest our case.